Hey guys, I'm JM, and this is my buddy JP. Today we're gonna be doing a podcast and just trying to explain some things that really just trying to make sense of some things in WGI and the Lightningverse and all that. So I'll let JP speak. So
Yeah, for this podcast, we're just gonna be telling you about the information that we've deprived you from like what 8 months ago. Yeah,
yeah,
because like there was really no way to like explain it to all of you viewers.
and let's be honest, there's like a lot of things that we've posted to the YouTube channel, but it's not much context behind it.
Yeah, not much context. So that's just
So
what
we're
we're
going
gonna be
to
doing.
Yeah, so we're just gonna try and explain some things on the YouTube channel, trying to explain the context behind them, but try not to spoil too much so that way you guys can still read, like and figure things out for yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, WGI is a company made by me, JP, and JM, and it allows people to like read comics, kind of like a DC or Marvel thing, if you want to compare us to that, but different in a way. I don't really know how to explain it.
So yeah. So our company, we make comic books for the better kind, and one day we hope to aspire to boost up to the top like all the other great comic companies. But we always keep that one thing in mind: hard work. Because you can't really get anywhere if you don't work hard. Me and JP have been working hard for a while now. We've been through so much together. We even got an expansion company, AVI Airways, the land of
The Land of
I
Suns.
forgot what it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah, the land of suns.
huge shout out to the Land of Suns, by the way. And yeah, because like they're a cool company also.
Yeah.
And AVI
So
Airways.
AVI Airways, yeah, that was our first expansion to WGI. It was originally called WGI Airways, but then we realized, if that company's more so about airplanes, while we need like a comic company, when WGI and I'm finally gonna say it, if for all you guys have been waiting, WGI stands for World Graphic Industries. I'm not sure if that's the
Uh,
YouTube channel name. I thought I changed it. I'm
I,
pretty
I
sure I changed it.
I'm pretty sure that's the YouTube channel name, JM.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it used to be WGI. We've gone from a lot of names ever since the first time we created the company, ever since me and JP met.
Yeah, it's
When
been
me
a
and
lot.
JP met, it created history, created the created the biggest thing that I've ever done in my life. And I'm very grateful that me and him were able to share this journey together.
Yep, that's true. That's true. So
Hmm.
I just want to say this one thing. The how do I word this? Um, we WGI. It's kind of like a thing, but I don't know how to explain this. It's kind of like just a company where like we make we make comics, but also you can too, because like I in a few years from now, I might make a website where like you guys get to post your own comics and stuff, and get it registered to yeah, WGI. So
I think I know how to explain this.
yeah, how do you
All right,
explain this? How do you explain this?
all right. So basically, to put it simple, this isn't giving any spoilers, it's just explaining how these things work. So in the Lightning Verse, there are the central universes and the outer universes. The central universes are the comics that me and Jamar make. The outer universes are basically just the comics that the community makes. And so in the outer universes, you have your own original characters like you just make, and you make a comic series on, just have some fun. But the central universes focuses more on the Lightning Verse stories that you'll most likely see. So the outer universes wouldn't really be canon, but the central universes are mainly what we prove to be the canon.
Yeah, yeah, that's basically how you explain it. So, like, yeah, you guys are technically part of the Lightningverse too, technically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like a thing like that. So,
All right. So
the reason we decided to make this podcast, especially at a time like now, is because the YouTube channel like hit 50 subscribers like 2 days ago, and
and we
we
promised to do a podcast when we hit 50 subscribers.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hmm. We were
So
gonna do this a while ago, but we decided, no time like the future. Might as well
no
do. Might
time
as
for the
well.
future. It's good.
Yeah. So we might as well do it now instead of like not at all. So today we're just going to. So today, like I said before, just gonna be explaining some things for the Lightning Verse. And JP, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna start out. Let's start
Go
out
ahead.
on my personal. I'm gonna start out on my personal favorite comic that I've ever created. The first comic that I've ever created, and you guys might know him well. You guys might not know him well. The man with the blonde hair, Tony Fishback, otherwise known as Tony the Ordinary Guy. He's getting his own theme soon. You might want to stick to the WGI YouTube. I don't know how soon it's gonna be, but it's gonna be. It's gonna come out eventually. All right, so just to explain, Tony is a guy that, has specific things happen to him. It's like everywhere he goes, calamity seems to follow, but not in like the sense where he has to deal with it every day. It's more so like Tony like creates the calamity because Tony is not your ordinary guy. He's more so unordinary, which is very contradictory to the name of the comic because Tony lives in a place called Ordinaryville. Ordinaryville is where all the most ordinary people live. They live the most ordinary lives in the most ordinary workplaces, in the most just ordinary, and it's kind of weird because you know e- everybody around the world seems to have their own style, but then you get to Tony, who's basically the main savior because Tony saves the world from a lot of things, and then Tony just has to face a lot of things, and you know
Yeah.
that's basically just how to explain some things. And Tony the Ordinary Guy, I can't go too deep into it because Tony the Ordinary Guy is full of plot twists and unexpected things that I just want the readers to figure out when they read, just any volume of Tony the Ordinary Guy. Now there is one thing coming up, and I personally think you guys are gonna like it, but hey, I'm gonna save that for when you guys read it.
Yep. Yep. I so like the Lightningverse, the Central Universes in specific, they all have like a connection towards each other. Like, for example, there's this guy named Retro. He's from a comic book I made named Team Retro Adventures. And Retro is actually I don't want to spoil that, but he has a lot of connection to the Lightningverse.
A lot of people have a lot of connections to the Lightningverse. It's a big Lightningverse, and so in a multiverse where an infinite amount of universes. There's a chance where in one universe you could possibly see two Lightningverse characters from separate universes. Be in the same universe together. Probably even have their own comic together. It
That's
just comes
true.
to a certain standpoint. Yeah, it just comes to a certain standpoint on what it depends upon.
Yup. Exactly what Josiah's. I mean, Jam. But yeah, Retro. He's just a guy. He's just chilling. He's like a superhero. He came from planet Triton, I think was it. Yeah, and then what happened to him was he got on a spaceship accidentally. Then he like crashed down into another planet named Planet Ashora. Then he had to live on this island named Paradise Palm for pretty much his entire life. And then he met lots of friends like Zadaru, Spike, went on lots of adventures. And that basically
Yeah.
just sums up Team Retro Adventures.
And Retro was actually the first comic character in the lineup of WGI characters. He was the first character that was ever in WGI history because JP created the first comic character for, the Lightningverse. And basically, we could all say that Retro kind of started it all.
Yep. I mean, because Retro, he was created in, way before WGI. Like, WGI's birthday is February 12th, 2023. And Retro was created way back in 2021 before I even knew about the Lightningverse. Because I made comics before WGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, he's just, I guess, an OG, but, pretty much, Anyway,
Right now.
JM. So,
Yeah.
would you want to speak about a murderous gander?
Oh my. This is personally one of the best comics in world graphic industries. Now on this podcast, we are going to be explaining a whole bunch of things. This personally is going to be my favorite thing. Now, a murderous gander is about very, very specific type of guy. This guy is named Kish Kawajari. Kish Kish Kawajari is not really a local murderer. He mainly keeps to himself, but he's a murderer in general. Kish Kawajari, he he has sort of a PTSD experience and like a kind of trauma. So with that trauma came a lot of mental problems for him, which eventually led him to develop multiple personality disorder. And when he developed that disorder, he basically, he basically gained another personality that's more so his murderous side. Kish wants to be a good person, but he knows that as long as he has this murderous side to him, he can't really live the life that he wants to live. I'm surprised that good Kish can even still have a life after everything that's happened to him. But yeah, basically, as as we all know by Kish Kawajari is just a murderer, or as I like to call him, a killer queen.
That actually hits, though. But a murderous gander, it has a lots of similarities to another one of my comics I made named The Orbs. Now, The Orbs is about a bunch of robots trapped in a factory, and they just fight and stuff for whatever reason because there's this guy named the Anti-Orb. You'll see him in the first volume of The Orbs. his goal is basically to just get out of the factory because like, they just don't want to be there anymore because like there's lots of trauma and stuff. But then comes our protagonist Sunside. Now what Sunside does is he keeps everybody from leaving the factory because he knows that if the orbs escape the factory, humanity outside of it would be doomed. Because there's different types of orbs. Like there's the normal orbs, just the normal robots. Then there's the elemental orbs. The elemental orbs, they have like the powers of like fire, ink, water, pretty much everything. So like, yeah.
Alright, guys. I think it's time for the one, the only, stand back, no cap, head built like a rack.
Okay.
Guys, today we're going to be talking about Stand Back.
Stand back.
This comic is based off of my personal experiences, and honestly, not really personal experiences, more so just kind of like non-fictional experiences based on me and JP. So, Stand Back is about a guy named JM. Those are literally just his initials, but yeah, it's about a guy named JM. So JM basically has the power of the fist, where his fist basically can punch practically through anything actually. Not really more so anything, more so just very strong material like titanium or the Earth's core. But and so JM goes on a lot of adventures, especially with his friend JP, and you know he goes all around places in Palm Bay town, trying to look for mystery, and he eventually does find that mystery at the end of the day. But it's mainly just about JM's normal life and how he goes by day by day, every single day, a lot of days. A lot of times use the word day. So, you know, I personally love this. JP told me about this one day. It was stand back, no cap, head built like a rack.
And
So
what's funny is I didn't even come up with that. It was the owner of the Land of Suns.
it was. I still love it. It's so funny. I don't know why it's so funny, but it's just so funny. And yeah, that's just basically how to explain stand back. It doesn't give us much about it because so many of my comics are just so like it's just so packed full of unexpected things. So I'm trying to explain the best I can, but I just can't. But anyway, so yeah, that's just stand back. And if you'll take it away, JP.
So one thing I would like to mention is I can't really say anything about Stand Back because that's JM's comic. I don't really like know anything much. But I think there's another version of me that's like a bounty hunter named like GJP. Is that true, JM?
All right, yeah, I'm just gonna come up. I'm just gonna come out and say it. So JM is an adventurer, and JP is more so a bounty hunter. And JP as a bounty hunter, he joins JM on his adventures to catch dangerous criminals, or like anybody he's hired to catch. Um, yeah. Everybody likes JM, so I'm not sure if anybody hires JP to get JM, but we'll just have to figure that out later. All right, Jamar. I mean JP.
All right, so like, what is with Tony's Ordinary Movie?
Ooh. All right. I knew we'd have to branch on this topic eventually.
Yeah,
All right.
because like the themes
Yeah.
came out like 8 months ago.
All right. Tony's Ordinary Movie. Obviously, you can tell we have no budget on it. Not any big name studio trying to produce it. So now, I told JP this a while back. This movie is going to take a very long time. Like, by the time that the movie actually comes out, those themes are going to be like years and years old. But this movie is going to take a long time. And basically, the entire movie is going to be made in Blender. So like I want it to be a 3D movie because I want to take the expansion of like that 2D platform to a 3D platform. I've already come up with like sketches of 3D models for all the like characters, which it actually would seem pretty easy. I would just need to I'm just still in the process of figuring out how Blender works, which could also take me a while. That's why I'm saying that this movie could not come out in a while. So now I'm trying to get as much help as I can get. All I know is that we already do have a couple of confirmed voice actors. Me and JP will I'll voice Tony and he'll voice Retro, because we don't really have voice actors for that. It's mainly just going to be us trying to do an impression of our own characters. Um
True.
uh I also asked JP if he could voice another Retro character in the movie. You guys will figure that who that you guys will figure out who that is and when the movie comes out. And after I'm done with making the movie, I'm gonna make a poster for it the way I can post it, and then me and JP are gonna try and make a membership plan on YouTube, so that way you can try and watch the movie on the membership plan. It's not that we don't want you to watch the movie. It's just that me and JP, we've been at this, and I just want to see if we can like try and make a little bit of money, that way we can support ourselves and our families and all that. Trying to make things better.
That's true. That's true. So,
So yeah, that's basically the whole thing on Tony's Ordinary Movie. I can't give you too much on it. I can just say that this I want this movie to be 2 hours, but if I'm being honest, the script I came up with, I don't think it could last 2 hours. I think it will more so be like something for like an hour and a half, or yeah, maybe just that. But we'll just have to see what the future plans. I might rewrite the script, add in a little more scenes, a little more things. But yeah.
all right. So, putting the orbs and Team Retro Adventures aside, let's talk about my lesser known comics. Now, I don't even think JM knows about these, but there's two comics that I don't really talk about much. One is called The Void. Now, The Void is a comic made by me, and it's about these um humans type things. They just fall out of the sky and land on a remote island. Now, like, they just have to survive, and this takes place in like what, long time ago. So like they don't have no technology, nothing. But slowly they start to build empires, and then they have different conflicts and stuff. And yeah, I won't say too much about it. You guys will just have to read it. But that's the Void. Next we got Nexus Warzone, or name change actually, the Kingdom of Nexus. The Kingdom of Nexus is another comic made by me. Um, it's it's like it's like a merge of two other comics I made named like Nexus Warzone and what, and just another comic idea. But yeah, I just merged those comics together and came to Kingdom of Nexus. Now, what's this about? Is it's about this like city where like everything is like high tech and futuristic and stuff, and they all get their power from the Nexus, which is a big ball of energy that the king of the city gets to like harness, for purposes. And then there's like these lower ranked, like, honestly, just homeless like people. They live at the bottom of the city because there's like 3 or 4 sections to the city. They live on the very bottom. They have trash on their backs. They're just, they have to build gadgets and stuff. They're just poor and broke and stuff. Now, in this city, there's lots of conflict also. So like the king would sometimes like um make laws that people that especially the homeless don't like, and then they try to go to war, and then that doesn't work out, and it's just a whole bunch of like war stuff between the homeless and the rich. So that's the Kingdom of Nexus. I'm gonna just pass the mic back to JM.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never heard of those 2 comics. The only one I can slightly remember is the second one, but I've never heard of the first one. Those are actually really cool concepts. I'm not even gonna lie.
Thank you.
All right, all right, guys. So today, gonna be talking about. Well, I only have 2 comics left because JP usually comes out with the most comic ideas. So I only have 2 comics left, and then this next comic is actually about a little mob boss you might know well. Name,
Oh,
yep. If if he shoots ya, you're most likely gonna die, cause his bullets, yeah, they hurt.
the
His name,
it's crazy.
Mr. Omari. Well, no, not Mr. Omari. His name is Omari Hackensworth, or
Let's
otherwise known
go.
as Mr. Hackensworth.
Yup, yup.
Now, Mr. Hackensworth is an Italian mob boss. Comes from New Jersey, but his dad kind of passed down the Italian to him. The Italian mob life down to him. You ever mess with the mob boss, you're gonna catch these hands from his little group, his little mob. Not really little. They kind of control the entirety of Italy, but gotta. So Mobbing Swell is obviously, like I said, about Mr. Hackensworth. Mr. Hackensworth is a mob boss that lives in Italy, and basically the entirety of his comic is just about him. It's just about him, trying to take out the trash, if you know what I mean.
Take out the
So
trash.
for those who aren't under the age of for those who aren't under the age of 9, I'm pretty sure you guys know what that means.
That's true.
However, I've known a lot of things from a young age. So I'm pretty sure that if you're like me and you learn these things from a young age, and if you're younger than me, then I give you a congrats on that. You've already been brought into the real world. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pass the mic to JP here. That way he can explain another one of his comics.
Alright, so this one, I wanted, to be honest, I've been thinking to scrap this idea. But basically, it's like this friend group, right? And they're just living life. They have lots of drama and stuff. Speaking of drama, there's another one of my comics named.
Oh my! I think I know what this comic is gonna be. I think I know what this is gonna be.
Yup, I'm talking Lid or LID.
Oh, oh my! Lid.
Now,
I personally love Lid because Lid is just such a good comic series. It's not specifically my favorite that JP has created, but I just love it. But anyway, continue, JP.
all right, so you might know, for any of you fans on the channel, you might know the theme I made for the main theme of LID. I think it was Suffer No More. Yeah, but like basically, Lid is this fish. He lives in an aquarium that's actually owned by me. Stand back version of me. And
Yeah.
he goes through a lot of drama because there's like these other fishes, and they're just fighting, they having arguments, they be taking people's girls and stuff. It's a lot, and the Lid has to live through it 24 hours a day.
How do fishes take people's girls?
It's it's a long story, man. But basically, actually, no. I think I'm gonna make a Lid 5 volumes long. That sounds pretty nice because, like, really, what's the point? You know, the Lid
I'll be the
won't be
first to
there
come out and
in the
say it.
final battle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be the first to come out and say it, because I really don't see this as a spoiler. Lid, that comic, takes place in the Stand Back universe, as he said by Stand Back JP, owns the fish tank in the aquarium. Like that Lid lives in. Yeah. So the Stand Back universe is actually where Lid is, just where it is.
Yup. So, like, yeah, for any of you like fans, again, I make lots of like songs and themes on the WGI channel. You know, I made Kish's theme, I made Retro's theme, I made lots of themes.
By the way,
And
JP, I just want to say, I think we're gonna meet. I think we're gonna need more themes for a murderous gander because of what I'm gonna announce.
oh,
All
you want
right,
to announce that right now?
sure, bro. Trust me. Let's just say, I probably shouldn't do it because I'm currently in the middle of working on a movie. But you know what? Screw it. All right, guys, I'm coming out to announce it. A Murderous Gander, my personal favorite comic series. Not really my favorite, but like my second favorite that I've ever created. It is getting a live action movie
Let's go.
because I realized filming in live action is much easier than filming with something like Blender. I originally wanted to make this movie 3D because I thought it would be pretty cool. But then I realized if I'm already having trouble with Tony's Ordinary Movie, why would I want to go through the same trouble for Kish's movie?
It's
So
actually valid.
so I decided that this movie is going to be a live action thing. Kish is going to be played by. I actually have no actors right now. All I know is that the credits are going to be awesome because I make because it's not really that I make the most awesome credits. I just love credits. I just love how credits go.
That's crazy.
But I already know how the opening sequence is going to be, and it's basically just going to be a shortened version of kind of like a murderous gander. Nobody knows. Nobody knows if this movie is gonna get another one. Most likely not. I don't know. but we're just gonna have to figure that out. So yeah, A Murderous Gander is getting a movie before Tony has a movie. I know it's insane, but whatever.
Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. I would like to see how that go. Anyway, so
Yeah,
back to what I was saying. I make most of the themes on the channel, and I think it's time to switch it up. Well, not like I'm gonna make Josiah do any work. I mean, like he can do it. I mean, if he wants, he could do his own thing. But what
I
I'm
could make a
saying,
theme.
what?
I could make a theme, probably. I hope.
Remember when you tried it that one time and you like
Hey, hey, no, 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 no. That's besides the point. That's besides the point.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you did actually kind of cook though with Incinerate's theme, where in the background you was like disintegrate,
Incinerate.
bro, for real.
I
But
I loved Incinerate's theme. I
it's
loved Incinerate's theme. So we're just gonna make more themes for that.
yeah, it's
So
actually pretty
so
fire.
then so yeah, we're probably gonna need more themes.
So back what I was saying again. Um, I'm gonna try to switch up the content every once in a while. Like I'll be posting some animations, cause like yeah, I think you already seen one. Like the orbs teaser. What was it called again? It doesn't really matter, but it was on the channel, and yeah, it's pretty nice. So I'm gonna be switching up the content, like just like this. This is a podcast. I'm gonna be making animations and just different stuff other than themes.
I'm gonna make
Like
live action videos.
live.
Like I'm I'm probably gonna make live action stand back videos because I don't know how I would do like Tony and Kish, but I feel like it would be better if I just did myself instead of doing the two characters that don't even have the same color hair as me.
That's crazy.
It's crazy how two of my characters have blonde hair. One of them has green. I mean, one of them has gray hair, and I am the only person in my comics that actually has black hair.
I
Not the
mean,
only person in my comics, like the only main character in my comics that has black hair.
okay, that's actually real. And there's actually kind of a problem with me making most of my comic ideas. And it's that I want to stick with my stickman drawings. Like I don't know what it is with me in specific, but I just like when stickman just fight and stuff. Now,
Yeah, it's kind of like me with my drawing style. Like if you've seen any of like the main characters in my comics, you'll notice how when it gets up to the head, how they have kind of a different facial structure than you would see on a normal person. And I kind of want to stick with that. I've already made live action versions of them, which I just want to say that those comics, I mean not the comics, those drawings will come out on the anniversary of like on the anniversary of WGI, which I'm pretty sure is in a couple of months.
yup, yup. So
But
yeah,
it's like I want to stick with that drawing style because I really like that drawing style. I've grown so accustomed to it. It's like if I tried to change it, I literally couldn't. So I'm just gonna stick with it.
that's true. That's true. I'm also trying to adapt to JM's drawing style because I'm making another comic. It's basically just the story of my life. So yeah, you could expect to see that when I'm 18. So yeah.
All right. Well, now that you brought that up, it's time to bring up the book that I'm never getting back.
Oh,
It's time to bring up. I can't believe it. This isn't the official name. This is just a code name for it. I'm still coming up with the official name, but the book is the Book of Josiah.
Ooh.
The Book of Josiah is mainly just it's a book written by me, written by Stan Back Me, and it's basically just explaining some things of my past, explaining some things of my future, even giving us a deeper look on the Lightningverse. But the Book of Josiah is very much so not finished yet. I
Mm,
think I think the Book of Josiah only has 50 pages. I'm not even sure if it's gonna have more pages. I'm pretty sure it's only gonna have 50 pages.
50 pages. That's a lot.
There's even gonna be some blacklight there's even gonna be some blacklight pages.
Okay. Also, I also need to like change up my comic style, like the way I draw them, because like I just do like these like really close boxes together. So every time like a fight breaks out, I'm just gonna separate the boxes a little bit, make some patterns and stuff. Cause like,
I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that. I mean, my comics are mainly just boxes together as well. I'm probably gonna like you said, I'm gonna space them out. Probably make them a little bit smaller. That way, like in between them, I can add like some things. For Tony, it will be bombs. For Kish, it will be knives, and for me, it'll be like those fists. So basically, just the logo of the comic.
okay, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
Also,
but continue.
so actually, I want to talk to you about some stuff now. What I want you to answer me this. Now, I
Oh,
it's probably a little wrong to like, spoil this at like such a early time, but what are your thoughts on the Inizuma cipher?
oh, oh my. The Inizuma cipher. There's
Yep.
an entire page dedicated to it in the Book of Josiah, but you guys will figure that out later. The
Mm,
Inizuma cipher. Now that cipher, we made it so that way we have a way of like spreading secret codes in all of our comics. How do I feel about it? I personally think it's genius, absolute genius, because now that we've made it, we have so many things that we can do.
mhm, Yep.
Yeah, so it's like so many things that we could foreshadow in some of our earlier comics, and then and then you would just have to figure out what the Inizuma cipher is moving on.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I think they'll mainly have to learn how to use the Inizuma cipher when since there's the entire page dedicated to it in the Book of Josiah where like it's basically just a tutorial on how to use it.
A
You know,
tutorial
you
is
know,
crazy.
yeah, like what each word means. So they'll have to get the book. So they'll have to see the Book of Josiah before they can actually decode any message in the Enigma cipher.
Yeah, I was going to put the Inizuma cipher in one of my books also, but now that you're putting it in the Book of Josiah, I think I'll just leave it out. Now,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna tell the viewers what this comic is because it's actually very essential. Not even essential. It's just let's just say it uncovers secrets. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, so my next question for you, JM. Uh, so I know you explained this to me lots of times already, but you know how I forget stuff. What what is the Lightningverse paradox and why was it debunked?
All right. The lightning. All right, so I'm trying not to give any spoilers, and these questions are making me question everything. But anyway, so the Lightningverse paradox. Basically, in the timeline where me and you get the pencil of timelines, well, for the viewers that don't know, the pencil of timelines is basically just a powerful item that gives me and JP the power to put in and erase timelines, and they also give us the power of like very powerful. They make us very powerful in the short sense. So basically, in timelines where JP and JM gain the pencil of timelines, only the actual JP and JM, the actual versions of them, only have the real pencil of timelines that like grant them the powers to write in and erase any universe. So the other versions of JP and JM don't have those same powers. When they gain the pencil of timelines, the only things that they can do is like they can only have like the powers that don't allow them to erase input in timelines.
That's true. Okay.
Hmm.
So, like, since the Lightningverse paradox is like about that, wouldn't that mean that basically the other lightning verses aren't they like what are they? Like are they just different Tonys? Like different retros? Like what is that?
All right. Well, I'm gonna try and explain this in the best way you can understand. All right. So basically, there's a
Uh
there's a saying there's a saying that goes there's an infinite amount of multiverses. When I say multiverses, I mean universes. So since there's an infinite amount of universes, obviously there's an infinite amount of possibilities. Then with that infinite amount, there's obviously an infinite amount of like specific characters in the lightning verse. That's what I say. So
oh,
yeah, in one of those versions, me and you, I could be JP and you could be JM. Or in one of those versions, Tony and Retro could be the bounty hunters instead of me and you.
okay.
So that's basically just to explain the alternate universes.
Alright. Alright. I think that makes sense now because like that means they're just miniature or like maybe like one of them could be like a pirate or something. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to ask you. And to be honest, I think that wraps up today's podcast.
Wait, but I have one more comic to tell y'all about.
All right.
I actually came up with this a couple of days ago. I told JP about this. I texted it to him. All right, so this comic is called. I haven't come up with a name for that yet.
Oh yeah.
I know. It's very contradictory because that's literally the name. The name is I haven't come up with a name for it yet. It's not that I forgot. It's just that I felt so right to a comic, just like how it is. So basically the comic is about a manga artist, a struggling manga artist, right? And then one day, while he's low on rent, he's almost about to get kicked out of his apartment.
That's
One
crazy.
day, one day, a woman comes into his life, and he starts modeling all of his comic characters after her. He literally cannot get her off of his mind. So ever since this woman came into his life, he's been a lot more cheerful in his work, and he's put out a lot more mangas in the past like 2 months that he's been with her. So basically the entire comic is just about their relationship and how it works out. What they go through every day.
Real, real, real. So that's all the comic is about. No like no conflict or anything.
All right, dude. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. This is my first time doing a romance comic, let's just say that this comic is not going to have any, and when I say any, I mean anything like Tony Kish's and JM's comics do. No fight scenes, no nothing. It's
Nah,
literally,
that's crazy.
it's literally just going to be a romance comic. There will be conflict, but not in the way that you're thinking.
Okay. All right.
However, in that comic, I would pray that the readers, like look out for, like references, because you'll most definitely notice a lot of Lightningverse references. Good yeesh.
Yup. That's true. So
And yeah,
anything else you would like to say?
I'd like to say all three of my sayings. First one is from Tony, stay ordinary.
Stay
Second
ordinary.
one is from stand back, no cap, head built like a rack. And third one is from Kish. This third one is gonna be in the Lightningverse. Yo, slicing and dicing, killing all these people, looking at the price, and oop, pop goes Louise, or
That
money in my pocket. Not money in my pocket. Yeah,
skin tone or
that's
something. All right, you know what?
yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
Whatever. You guys will figure that out when the Lightningverse rap comes out. I already have all the lyrics. We're just making a beat to it.
Yeah. So I think that wraps up today's podcast.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you. Thank you everybody for 50 subscribers on our channel. We're trying to grow our community, so join the Discord. Keep up with all of the latest teasers, all the comics.
And we'll do the
And
next podcast when we hit 100 subscribers. So basically every 50 milestone.
yeah, every 50 milestone, we'll do another podcast. And
We're going to have a lot of podcasts if we hit 1,000.
yeah, that's going to be a lot of podcast.
So maybe when we hit like 200 subscribers, we'll start doing them by the hundreds.
Oh, yeah, that'd actually be nice because
And then
that'll just cut
when
down
we hit,
on the lack of the
yeah,
just every 100 or 1,000 milestone we get, we just up it a little bit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that should be good.
Yeah. So anyway,
But
guys.
yeah, I think that concludes today's podcast. Me and JP were very happy to do this because we're very happy that the channel has grown this much. I'll leave it to JP to finish off this podcast.
All right. So once again, join the Discord, keep subscribing, and support WGI, because we're trying. This has been the Graphic Homies, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.